Scores of people have been evacuated in East London after a metre-long unexploded World War II bomb was unearthed in the basement of a house. It's actually not that unusual in London. And Bear Grylls is slammed, as I was saying before, for dumping his 11-year-old son on rocks out at sea as part of a training exercise. Not even for the sun. Europe correspondent Melissa Davies joins us now from London. Mel, good to talk to you. I can't wait to get to the Bear Grylls one. It's not that unusual, is it, that bombs are discovered in London?
It's not. When I first came over here, I was quite surprised how often it happens, probably every couple of months. I mean, this one is in Bethnal Green. There's about 150 people have had to be evacuated, and it's because it's been found in this basement. This is how they're often found with builders that are digging down into basements. Obviously, there's not much room to build in London, so people are digging down and they discover these bombs. There was another one last month where a whole shopping mall in West London had to be evacuated, another one the month before where thousands of people had to be evacuated. So it is quite common. In Germany, it's even far more common. There are reports there that an average of 14 unexploded weapons are found every day.
Oh, really?
Throughout Germany.
And so so in this case, 150 people or so were evacuated. But what happens? This is like, obviously, Second World War, so a plane drops a bomb, it fails to go off, but it penetrates a building, whacks into the floor underneath, people repair the building, carpet over, and no one ever even, knew that they're sitting on top of a huge bomb.
Yeah, and I think if they're lying kind of dormant and untouched, then they're not a huge threat. But then once people start, scuffling up the earth...
When they want to put in a wine cellar.
In the scheme of things, because... Exactly, yeah, you don't want a bomb sitting next to your wine. In the scheme of things, considering how many are found, there aren't too many injuries from people trying to disarm them, but there have been fatalities throughout Europe in the past few years.
All right, farmers in the UK, and we're actually all through Europe, but we're talking about the UK. Farmers there have been up in arms over supermarkets and the deals the supermarkets are forcing them to do, and now the farmers have taken the cows actually to the aisles.
Yeah, they wanted something to, I guess, catch people's attention, and they sure did that. They were at a supermarket in Stafford, and there were about 70 farmers. They took in 2 cows to the dairy aisle just to kind of prove their point that they're not getting enough for their milk. They say that they need 30p per litre to cover the costs of their milk, and they're getting currently around 23p. So it caused a bit of a stir there. I think spare a thought for the farmer who had to follow after the cows with a big bucket and what looked like a giant roll of extra strength toilet paper. But seriously, they are very concerned. They say that they're close to financial ruin. In some supermarkets, it's cheaper to buy milk than it is to buy bottled water. Yeah.
No, it's just extraordinary. It's the whole loss leader thing, isn't it? But the trouble is, it's the suppliers that pay for it, not the supermarkets. All right, finally, Bear Grylls. I mean, he's an ambassador, isn't he, for Sea Rescue or something like that?
Yeah, for Sea Scouts, Boy Scouts, and this lifeboat charity. And basically what he said was, hey guys, come along, let's have a little bit of an exercise day where we can, pretend to save a child and go through some drills. He used his own child, his own son.
So it was only half pretend, because it was a real ocean, real rocks, and a real child.
Well, yeah, we're not talking about dropping him on Waiheke. This is like a little crop of rocks that are often covered by water at high tide. So, and then he abandoned him there, went off to take some pictures, as you do. And then the president of this lifeboat charity was away, and when he got back, he saw these pictures and said, oh, God, we can't be seen to be putting a child in such a potentially dangerous situation. So they've kind of distanced themselves a little bit from Bear Grylls, but he's deleted that picture and he's not saying much more about it at the moment.
But this is Bear Grylls' own son. Do we know what his Christian name is? What would Bear Grylls call his son? What do you call him? Cecil Grylls.
Tiger
Grylls.
Yeah.
So this is Tiger Grylls, and it was his own island, wasn't it? This is just off Bear Grylls' own island, isn't it?
Yeah, it's he's got a holiday home, kind of North Wales, and it is his home is on an island, but certainly these rocks that he dropped his son off are not appropriate for any kind of building. It was just a very little crop of rocks.
Fantastic. No, I love that yarn. All right, thank you very much for that, Mel. Great stuff. Ms Davies, our Europe correspondent.